Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So we got some NBA trade proposals from two different teams, and we got a whole slew of teams that are interested in Kevin Durant. We got one trade that was proposed for KD, and another one that was actually for Donovan Mitchell, which I'm going to show both you guys these in today's videos. You guys see the one in front of you. We got a trade proposal from the Atlanta Hawks here, man. So before we get going on today's video, if you guys are enjoying these NBA news, rumors, speculation type of content here, please leave a like on this video, man. Also, please hit that subscribe button as we are trying to get 1,000 brand new subscribers this month here, man. So, if you enjoy these videos, hit that sub button. It means so much to me, man. But yes, as you can see on the screen in front of you, the first one we're going to be looking at here is the Hawks offered up John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, and a single draft pick for Kevin Durant. Now, I'm going to call it like it is. Maybe my mindset is a little loaded right now in the sense that, we've seen some of the big trades that happened this offseason, and we know kind of what the asking prices have been. So when you see something like this, it looks a little underwhelming. But at the same time, I don't actually know if it's the worst trade in the world. I mean, I feel like some draft picks, maybe you kind of start getting there. So what I want to do real quick here, man, we're going to head over to NBA 2K 22, and we're going to check out this trade and everything and see if we can actually fix it up a bit to make it look a little bit better. I would say probably for Brooklyn Net fans. But before we do that trade, because we actually have a lot to talk about when it comes to down to Kevin Durant in this video, I do want to show you guys the Jazz trade that was offered up by the New York Knicks here in exchange for Donovan Mitchell. What you guys all think about this one? So yeah, this was a trade of Donovan Mitchell, and what was offered up was New York Knicks. Where are we at, man? It was Obi Toppin. It was Evan Fournier, I believe, for salary reasons. And then it was, I believe, I think it was 5 total first-round draft picks. 3 of those draft picks were protected, and 2 of them were unprotected. I might have that backwards, but regardless, it was 5 draft picks. Protected draft picks, they make you a little nervous at times and everything. But overall, I mean, the Knicks are really only giving up one young player in Obi Toppin. Evan Fournier, I like him a lot. He's a bucket, but, he's not really going to help out a rebuilding Utah Jazz team. It's really the draft picks that would be the big part right here. I like this for the Knicks, obviously, because they're not giving up the slew of names that we've seen offered up so far, and they already have Julius Randle for the starting 4 spot. So, I mean, yeah, you're essentially giving up a bench player. Not saying that's Obi's future in the NBA, but it's what his role is right now, man. So, I don't know. I mean, the picks are nice, but when you're adding Donovan Mitchell, those picks aren't going to be as great in the future, because that's going to be a really damn solid team. You got RJ Barrett, Donovan Mitchell for the next damn 7 years or whatnot. That's going to be a very solid squad. So, I think it's kind of an L trade offered up by the Knicks, if I'm being honest here, man. But, 5 draft picks, it is a lot, but I think it's going to take some of those, talented young players they got over there too to really convince and everything. So yeah, that's fine there. But okay, man, let's go back to the Brooklyn Nets and let's check out this trade that was offered up by the Hawks. So yeah, it was going to be Kevin Durant in exchange for, where we at, Hawks? You guys all saw it already, but John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, and a single bitch-ass pick here, man. Come on now, man. That's horrible. Okay, for once, not even working because salary doesn't work, but I'm sure that's probably an easy fix right there. John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, I think that's a good foundation to start with because, Kyrie Irving sounds like he's staying with the Nets. They got Ben Simmons. DeAndre Hunter's a good jack of all trades type of player. So you got, Ben Simmons, Kyrie in the backcourt, DeAndre at the 3, John Collins at the 4. I guess in theory you could probably do Ben Simmons at center if you wanted to also. But, yeah, to really get this done, I think you're probably tossing in probably a Kongwu. The dude's been a bench player for them for a few seasons. I think he would have a good opportunity to add some good, really big guy depth to this Nets team, but also he would get a chance to start too, which is important, for a lottery pick and everything like that. So that, and you're probably looking at, at least 3 first-round draft picks, all unprotected in my opinion, to get Kevin Durant over on this, over on the Atlanta Hawks. And all of a sudden you got Trae Young, you got DeJounte, you got Kevin Durant, you got Clint Capella at the center spot. You're in a pretty damn good place. So yeah, something like that I think kind of fixes it up a little bit better. There's been a few other teams that have been actually listed as teams that want to trade for KD. Another latest one that was offered up by the Phoenix Suns, as we all know, DeAndre Ayton cannot be traded now. This was a pretty bad trade also. They offered up simply Mikal Bridges, and it said a few first-round draft picks, so I'm going to guess probably, 2 or 3. I'm actually a big Mikal Bridges fan. I ain't going to lie. Like Mikal Bridges to me seems like he can be this era's like Sean Marion. I think he can have that all-around game and everything, be great defensively, give you some offense. Maybe never your number one, go-to offensive option like Sean Marion never really was. But, if you have your Steve Nash, your Mari Stoudemire, your squad and everything like that, you're good to go. So, Mikal Bridges playing with Kyrie and Ben Simmons, I think makes a lot of sense. I just think I'm probably asking for a bit more too, man. Like, I'm probably want to add on Cam Johnson to that. And something like that, I think, is a pretty good middle ground. You could probably argue a little bit for either side based off the asking price of the Nets, but at the same time, like, if Kevin Durant is essentially trying to get away from the Nets and everything, the organization has to give up a little bit as something. You know what I'm saying? Like, the leverage just simply isn't there when you have a superstar player saying, I do not want to play here anymore. I mean, I know there's contracts and everything like that, but players can sit out. It's just where we are at when it comes down to sports and everything. So, when you have a disgruntled star, it does, in a theory, lose trade value. But then also, I think back to when Anthony Davis was traded to the Lakers and everything they got from him on the Pelicans. So, then again, different player, different times, different age and everything. So, different circumstance. It's not a bad trade. Okay. The next team that offered up a trade was actually, well, they didn't really offer up a trade quite yet, but it was the Memphis Grizzlies. This is the team that's really coming off as a team that's really looking to get KD on the squad. The thing is, though, is that their GM said, by the way, I think Tayshaun Prince, former Detroit Piston, is assistant GM. But no, they said we're not trading Jaren Jackson Jr., and we're not trading away Dillon Brooks. And obviously, John Morant's not going to be traded. So, you go beyond those three, which is the three best players on their team. I'm sorry. I got Dillon Brooks list. I'm sorry, man. No, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson, John Morant. So, at that point, you got Dillon Brooks, you got Brandon Clark, Tyus Jones, really good backup point guard. I mean, you ain't getting Kevin Durant on Memphis without giving up Jaren Jackson and or Desmond Bane. It's just simply not happening. There's teams out there that have way better trade proposals. So, yeah, that one, not a big fan of. Another team that was, I guess this hasn't been, I don't know if this was, recent, but at some point over the course of all this Kevin Durant trade news, the Denver Nuggets are also a team that's been heavily interested in going for Kevin Durant, which makes a lot of sense because, obviously it's a team that got two-time MVP Jokic. And Kevin Durant really puts them as, in my opinion, top two team in the Western Conference. So, looking at what the Nuggets have, you're probably looking at a trade of, well, see, this is where it gets a little, you're not really quite sure how to look at it because the Nets, they want win-now players. I would say you're tossing a Michael Porter because he's 24 and everything, and I don't know if he's quite a win-now player because of his injury history. Do know when he is playing basketball, he's very good. It's just, that can't really be the sole foundation of a trade just because of, Michael Porter's injury history and everything like that. But I don't really know what else they would toss in. Like, Jamal Murray doesn't make sense with him already having Kyrie Irving. You're not doing Jokic at the age of 27 for KD straight up. You're just simply not doing that. Michael Porter's the big trade piece up in here, though, man. And I mean, I guess there's some role players you get like a KCP, tossing those draft picks or something. Maybe a Bones Highland could be kind of interesting. But realistically speaking, I just don't know if I would destroy this Nuggets team to get Kevin Durant. And I don't know if they really have the pieces to do so. I'd much rather see them run it back, with a healthy Jamal Murray, healthy Michael Porter, see where that team's at. And then next offseason, if things don't work out or injuries are still an issue, maybe you look to make one of those big time type of moves. But then the final team that's been kind of negotiating over the course of the past month or so has actually been the Milwaukee Bucks, which, once again, I think that Chris Middleton's injury was a big downfall reason of this Bucks team. So, I mean, I kind of want them to just run it back. But once again, if you have a chance to add Kevin Durant next to Giannis, you do that every single time. Chris Middleton is a win-now player. I think he fits perfectly next to Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons. Low ego type of dude. He's going to go out there and get your 20 points per game off really good efficiency. And he'll be that third option on that team. Probably the second scoring option, if we're being honest, in front of Ben Simmons and everything. But is that enough for Kevin Durant? Probably not enough just like that, but I think all of a sudden, if you maybe also toss in a guy like a Beauchamp, you get the win-now player, and you also get Beauchamp, who I think has really good potential here in the NBA, and maybe you even toss him like a Brook Lopez, just because that gives some height over on the Nets, and also Brook Lopez once played for that team and everything, so that's kind of cool to see, and they still got like Bobby Portis and everything on the squad, so they'll be fine there. And maybe some draft picks, and I think that would probably be enough to get Kevin Durant on the team. So what you all think about this, man? Let me know in the comment section below. KD trade rumors. I mean, it's getting to a point where I just want to see something happen. Something happen. We talk about it so much, and I don't know, man. What you all think? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.